Welcome back to Marketing Connected. I'm your host, Xin Ying, and you're tuned into a brand new show called In Conversation, where we are, as the title suggests, in conversation with the industry's brilliant minds and experts. Today is everyone's lucky day as we have Rezwana Manjur.
Hi everyone.
Marketing Interactive's very own editor-in-chief. You've probably met her at our conferences and awards before, but she's been with Marketing Interactive for a solid number of years now. Rez, take it away. Tell us what you do at Marketing Interactive.
Wow, I don't even know where to start. I do a lot of things at Marketing Interactive. Most of my time is spent in the newsroom and with the production team. So Marketing Interactive, some of you might know us for our news, some of you might know us for our conferences, our awards. We've got 4 key pillars, which are our editorial side, the news side, our conferences, our awards, and of course our masterclasses and our bespoke events. So my role is overseeing the editorial team and the production team so that we have synergy between what we're talking about in the newsroom as well as what we're producing in terms of conferences to elevate the knowledge of the marketers in the region.
And just kind of looking back at where you've been from the beginning with Marketing Interactive to where you are now.
Oh my gosh.
How's it been like for you? How many years has it been? 13, 15?
Yeah, it's been 13 years.
Wow.
You know, honestly, when I started, like every new fresh face, I suppose, in the industry, I thought, okay, you know what, I'll give it 2 years. Let's see how I do. Back then, 2 years was a long time, right? So so I started that way. I've always loved human stories and human, I just love interacting with people. So
Hence the word interactive.
interactive, that's right. I always knew that I wanted to have a job where I can really meet people and talk to people. I thrive in knowing things that other people don't know. So I'm a bit of a news hound. I love my scoops, as you would know.
You do.
So I think, when I started out, I was working on the print magazine back then.
Yes, when it was still around.
Yeah, I
Those
loved
days.
it. And I think one of the highlights of my career was when I first became deputy editor, I had a photo shoot done and I had my picture on the magazine, the hard copy. And I thought, you know what, I can show this to my grandchildren that, hey, grandma used to be somebody, and I still have those copies. So never in my wildest dreams did I imagine my role to be what it is right now. And it is so fulfilling because I get to chart my own path. I've got team members and bosses that trust me, and it really is a joy to come into work. Obviously not every day is a good day. I'm not going to preach that, but
everyone has a bad day.
yeah, exactly. But on most days, I love just coming in and hanging out with my team. And that hasn't changed in the 13 years that I've been around. Obviously, there were periods where I didn't love certain things, certain parts, and I think that goes into every job. But working with my team has always been really fulfilling. Yeah, I really love it.
That's nice to hear, because if you guys didn't know, she's my boss.
And I mean, you're a millennial, so we've got Gen Z millennials, and it's really so refreshing.
Cross-generational.
Cross-generational. We've got people in their 60s and their 50s and their 40s in the organization. So it's really, really refreshing to hear the different perspectives as well. And I love watching our Friday reels with Abida and Dania.
Gen Z perspectives.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And I would never think of things in a certain way they do. So I feel like I'm learning every single day.
So nice. So it's not been stagnant. You've had so many new changes and exciting things happening.
Yeah, honestly, I think there was a period of time where I actually told my boss, who's the CEO of the company, I said that, can I not have something new to do this year? Can I just do what I was doing
here?
Can I just do what I was doing last year? And it's never been that. And I think, we were acquired in 2016, 2017, around that period. And despite the acquisition by a big global group, we remained with the hustler mentality. We're always finding new areas of growth. We're experimenting things. Even right now, we're experimenting how this goes, right? So I love that spirit of, innovation. And if you're going to fail fast, at least try it, right? So I like that.
Yeah, I mean, now that we don't have a magazine to worry about,
That's right.
we can worry about other stuff like
Yes, bring on the worries.
reels,
Shin.
videos, podcasts, everything. All the best, Rez.
Right, thank you.
So I guess the next question I want to like pose to you is that what has been the biggest change you've seen in the marketing and media landscape as a whole since you started? Because you've kind of seen a lot of agencies rise and fall.
Yeah.
CEOs of
Come and go.
brands,
Yeah.
even agencies come and go.
Yeah.
A lot of faces have changed, but you have stayed.
I
You
know.
have been the overall.
You make me feel like such an oldie right now.
Well, it's not. I call it like
Don't say veteran.
seasoned.
Thank you. I'll take seasons.
presence
Thank
in the
you.
market.
Thank you. What have I? Well, it's really hard to pinpoint one exact change. You know, agency cycle, it's ebbs and flows. I think there's always been that in the industry where there is change. I mean, COVID forced us to change. Change is the only constant in our industry. One of the biggest shifts, not really change, but shifts that I saw when I first started, it was more art than science. I would say marketing was a lot more about, the ECD would walk into the room and everybody would be like, whoa, there's the rock star there. Creativity is still paramount to our industry, but I think there was a shift from conversations around the creative idea, the big idea, to a lot more of data, a lot more of, medium. Where's the reach? How are we going to get the reach the right audience, talk to the right people, what are the platforms we're using? There's a lot more shift to platform-based conversations. But I do see a lot more conversations now coming back to creative. So I don't know, maybe I haven't been in the industry as long as some of the people that I speak to as well. And they surely have a better idea than me, but I also feel like the industry in some ways is also coming full circle. We had the split between creative and media, and then everyone was an expert. Yeah, exactly, in certain verticals. And then now you see
A lot more integration, I feel. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
integrated agencies that do everything because that's what clients are searching for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's that simplification of the model again, and we're coming back full circle where we know that, the best ideas don't really separate like creative and media. They have to work in tandem for the best results for the clients.
And for all we know, in another 3 to 5 years, we'll see agencies split up and be specialized again.
We never know.
Ooh.
What? Why did you say ooh?
So Rez, don't take me as your employee.
Okay,
Good.
I'm already scared.
How do you balance being both editor-in-chief and a team leader across such a dynamic newsroom, but also with the conference production and everything?
I don't think there is a perfect balance. As you already have told the whole world about my girl crush with Amrita, who's the CEO of Publicis.
Oh, yes.
She once described to me, and I'm sorry, Amrita, if I'm getting it wrong, but she gave the analogy of a cake, and sometimes the slices of the cake would differ according to certain days, right? And I think that is also how I view my role. On some days, the editorial team needs me more, and I'm there more. Some days, the management and the stakeholders need my answers and planning and strategy. I'm there more, and sometimes the production team needs me more. So I think that at the end of the day, it's also having the trust in my team that what, if I'm not there 100% today because I'm with another department, they got it. They know the basics, they know the fundamentals. So there's a huge amount of trust that goes into that. Whether it's work or life or different departments, I've never been somebody who aims for balance. I've always been someone who aims for integration. And I guess one of the examples is right now, you're aware my dad's not been well. He's been in and out of the hospital a little bit. And I have that ability, or my leaders let me have that ability to, work maybe a little lesser on certain days and a little bit more on certain days so I make up for it and the work doesn't drop. So I think I always aim for integration rather than balance per se. I don't know if that's I'm sure it doesn't work for everyone, but that's how I do it.
I've actually heard this quite a fair bit recently.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the shift has been going, where leaders are
Human.
they're integrating
Yeah.
their work life into their personal life. They're not
Yeah.
looking for a right down split in the center.
Yeah.
Work personal, but
Yeah.
you can't really help it.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes it a little less intimidating
I
for
think
yourself.
also like some of the best ideas come when you're not actually actively thinking about it. Like sometimes I'm gonna be watching something on Netflix and I have this idea to kind of translate it to our conferences or have a column on the website about it. So I think that's where, like, when you have actual passion and you care about your job, you're gonna get that creative spark whenever, wherever. It doesn't have to come from 9 to 5, right?
And just so everyone knows, Res has a lot of sparks.
Oh, yeah.
It's really interesting for me to see because every other day you walk in like, ooh, guys.
Yeah, I didn't pay her to say that. I really.
This is just my own experience. This is what I see in the office. Just like, ooh, guys.
Yeah,
I have this idea.
Oh, guys. Oh my God. You guys, you know what I saw? Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Maybe we can do something about it.
Yeah, maybe we can do something about it. That is right.
And we do try our best to do something about
Well,
it.
you're doing something about it right now. So
There we go.
Kudos to you.
But I mean, taking that into account, like, what kind of stories or trends that you've noticed recently that still excite you today? Something that makes you go, ooh.
What makes me go? I don't know actually. I can't really pinpoint it. It's like a feeling. I described this a few years ago with someone in the newsroom back then, that it's just an instinct when you know it's gonna be good. And I think in the world where we're always looking for fresh ideas, I think the fresh ideas can come from the everyday. So it's not really like, wow, that's amazing, but it's like just a conversation. And that, I think it's a journalist instinct. Sometimes you're in an interview and you just know it's gonna be
Like when someone says a whole bunch of things, but when it comes to a certain line, you're like,
yes, exactly.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe the article, but also put that on.
I'd love to see the t-shirts that you dream of making, Shin.
I'll make one out of this one and we'll see what comes. What the line is for Rez's t-shirt. Well, so Rez, you've helmed some of the region's most well-known marketing events. We've got Content 360, we've got PR Asia, we've also got Digital Marketing Asia. Some of these are coming up actually, so if you want to check them out, feel free to hit to.
They're coming up.
See that look on her face. It's coming up.
Yes.
She's prepared really hard for it, so as the rest
But
of
not
the
for
team.
this interview.
It's okay. You have bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Yeah, but what has inspired the direction of these conferences? Like, I think over the years, they've changed with time. They've changed with the needs of the industry.
Yeah.
So for this year, what inspired the directions?
I think AI has really hit every single industry, right? And so I guess we couldn't have any conference without AI. But let's peel it back a layer into the world of conferences. I think AI has also made the conference producer's job change, because in a couple of seconds you can have an agenda created by AI. But what has really stood out for me is the team of producers that I have that spend 6 to 8 months just researching and like talking to people. They're on the phone constantly. They are finding new perspectives. And for us, it's like the agenda is never final. It's never final until the week of, the day of, something might happen. And I think that's a change that we've learned over time. We've incorporated over time to see that as not the be all and end all, but as a work in progress constantly. So I think the other thing that we want to create is that a conference should inspire you.
Yeah.
You should come in hungry to learn and leave inspired for change. That's something that, I mean, especially in the marketing industry, we're all talking about experiences, right? And we want our conference attendees, our speakers to come in saying that, hey, that was a great experience working with Marketing Interactive. Yeah.
And then, like, I've walked away from this conference learning something.
Yeah, exactly.
Something new
Actionable.
that insight. Yes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think because of the tight timelines and the expectations of delivery, we also want everything to give us an instant result. And so when people walk away from our conferences, we hope that they have actionable insights that they can work on immediately. And I think that's a directional change that we've taken in the past couple of years.
Well, everyone, if you'd like to come and attend
Please
some
come
of our
attend.
conferences,
Yes.
please do check out marketing-interactive.com. You'll find more details there. Yeah, as a female leader in media, in journalism, in marketing and events. What's your take on representation and leadership?
I feel that regardless of male, female, him, her, they, I think we all have a responsibility to the industry to ensure that people are excited to be in this industry. People like the work they do. They want to be here. They want to create work that moves people. A couple of years ago, I can't remember when exactly, but a couple of years ago, I remember watching a Vicks, which was out of the India market.
Maybe
which,
fix like the inhaler.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
And vapor rub, right? Like, they were talking about like mothers, but in the transgender community. And I remember watching that and feeling like, wow, that's a real story. That's some great work. And I felt proud to be in an industry that creates conversations like that. And I think, like I said, regardless of female, male, I think I want to be a leader that inspires people to do some great work that they can go home and be really proud to show. I mean, I don't know how many people know this, but when I first joined Marketing Interactive, prior to that, I was doing an internship with a female fashion magazine.
That's news to me.
Yeah. Oh, I did tell you the story. And I remember every day going home, not sure what to be proud of to show my parents, who are migrant parents who worked really hard to put food on the table, to put me through good schools and all of that. And I didn't know what I was proud to show them. And then this opportunity at Marketing Interactive came about. And obviously my mom had no idea what marketing content is, right? She was like, you write stories about the ads on the bus stop, you know, that was her understanding. But over time, like the ability to tell her what I did and the ability to bring home work that I did and be so proud made her proud, right? And I think that's what I want to create. Like, I want to have the spark back in the industry. I want people to join and be like, wow, that's like a really fun industry. I'm doing work that matters and my voice counts for something. That's the duty or the responsibility of every leader, regardless of gender.
I'm recalling a conversation that we had in the past about why you think marketing is important still in this day and how it ties everything together. It's all integrated and pulled together with marketing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, consumers are looking for brands that they can resonate with. And marketers are sort of the gatekeepers, right? They are the ones who are the voice of the organization and they are holding both sides of the coin, right? They are also the voice of the consumer to the organization.
Yeah.
So I think the duty of the marketer is more important than ever to make sure that you can balance the profits with purpose. I don't know how I feel about the word purpose because we've overused it so much, but I truly believe that like I think there is that role that marketers have to play where, you know, they have to be the voice of both the consumers and also the guiding light for organizations in the direction that they go towards. So I believe in the power of marketing. I 100% do.
Right. With that, that's a really great note to end on with Rez's views on what marketing is. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today in this episode of In Conversation. Thank you so much, Rez, for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time.
But for our listeners, fret not. Although this episode is up, we still have more episodes coming out in the months to come.
Can't wait. Really smart people, much smarter than me.
As smart as you. But yes, if you'd like to check other episodes out, we do have our Women Who Lead series. We also have analysis and also snippets from our Content 360 conference, which you can catch on your favorite podcast platforms. So till the next episode, thank you for tuning in to Marketing Connected.
Thank you. Bye.